very first TV movie. And as we see in this Entertainment Tonight exclusive, as her first official act, Whitney waved her magic wand and made a dream come true.
I thank you, Whitney. Thank you, everybody, for giving me this part.
The part is Cinderella, and Whitney Houston is Brandy's fairy godmother indeed. As executive producer of the new TV movie, Whitney handpicked Brandy for the role.
Whitney called me and said, Brandy, I got this project. And when she said that I want you to play Cinderella, I got butterflies. I start screaming, Mom, 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 we gotta do it, we gotta do it. So it was really exciting. I'm the greatest prima donna in my life.
In this multicultural production, Brandy co-stars not only with Whitney, but Jason Alexander, Whoopi Goldberg, and Paolo Montalban, who plays her Prince Charming.
I think it's every girl's dream to be Cinderella, and I feel so honored to be so young and to have this part. Oh my God!
Brandy's excitement and awe was obvious as she took her first look at the elaborate and detailed sets built for the multi-million-dollar production.
Oh my God!
And that was Brandy's basic response to everything.
I can't believe this. Oh my God, this is a house. Look at the piano. It works. Oh my God. I feel like Cinderella right now. Let's practice. 10 minutes ago, I met you.
But this Cinderella is also about the music. It is, after all, a remake of the Rodgers and Hammerstein classic that first starred Julie Andrews 40 years ago. It's not Brandy's usual style, but that's what she likes about it. And she's not too upset to be working with Paolo. Brandy thinks he's a prince indeed.
Isn't Paolo gorgeous? I get chills every time I see him. Oh my God, how can you create something like that? He's gorgeous. I may never come down to earth again.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. And while Brandy's gliding across the dance floor in Paolo's arms, she'll be able to feel the extra atmosphere provided by the soundstage. It's the one where they filmed parts of The Wizard of Oz. Cinderella with Whitney and Brandy and Bernadette Peters as the wicked stepmother will premiere on The Wonderful World of Disney, which will air Sunday nights next season.
Spot on her face. Houston received 2 stitches on her left cheek after hitting a rock while swimming. Now, police say they have conflicting reports on just how she was cut. A member of her yacht's crew reported that Houston was cut while on the boats.
Italian cops want to know she turned up at a hospital in Capri with a deep cut on her face, a 2-inch wound, 2 stitches required. Now, Houston told doctors she hit a rock while swimming in the Mediterranean. But the crew on the boat says she was cut while on the yacht with her husband, Bobby Brown.
Tuning up with Bobby Brown right at her side.
Please welcome Ms. Whitney Houston.
Thank you, my biggest fan over there. I paid you to do this now.
With her husband, Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston came to launch the brand new Arthur Ashe Stadium at the USTA National Tennis Center. We caught a sneak peek of the superstar rehearsing for the big opening night. The song is in memory of the tennis legend who passed away in 1993 of AIDS. In 1968, he was the first African-American to win the U.S. Open and won Wimbledon in 1975. Shortly after he announced he had contracted the virus, he spoke to Entertainment Tonight about his battle with the disease.
The only time I shed any tears or started to was when I was actually in the midst of the announcement. I started to talk about what it might do to my daughter.
Each day I live, I want to be.
Whitney's performance tonight in the new 23,000-seat stadium will be the finale to a weekend of star-filled activities.
Let's give a standing ovation to Arthur Ashe, ladies and gentlemen.
Tennis aficionado Bill Cosby emceed during the Arthur Ashe Kids Day, where New York area youngsters participated in clinics to learn more about the game. But it was the hotter-than-hot brother group Hanson who charged up the crowd with a concert. With the magical voice of Whitney Houston, the U.S. Open begins tonight, and the Arthur Ashe Stadium is destined to become the game's newest shrine. You can catch Whitney's performance tonight during opening night of the 1997 U.S. Open Tennis Championships. That's live on cable.
But, you know, Whitney Houston has got a Cinderella story of her very own to tell, and we have an exclusive look at her new version of that timeless classic that has Whitney playing fairy godmother.
She's a darling. This is Cinderella.
E.T. was there for a little history in the making as Whitney Houston and Brandy sang together for the very first time, teaming up for their upcoming TV musical, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella.
Impossible. Things are happening every day. Impossible. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I just got a chill.
For Brandy, this was her own personal fairy tale come true.
When I first released my album, her name was like in all of my interviews. She's standing next to me.
What are you? You don't want me to please do that.
The pairing of these two soulful songbirds even had Whitney flying.
Well, I'm your godmother. I ain't
So
feeling
does this mean that I can do another movie with you?
We'll talk about that. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules.
I have an idea. You do a Whitney Houston life, and I'll be with you.
Oh, no. That is perfect. Now that we ain't doing, girlie.
No.
Impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
That was it. That was good.
That was it. That was it. That was happening.
You'll be able to see Whitney's brand new version of Rodgers and Hammerstein's classic Cinderella when it premieres on The Wonderful World of Disney November 2nd on ABC.
Each peek at a Cinderella story, a behind-the-scenes glimpse at the making of the classic musical.
I like this project because it consisted of a rainbow cast of people, Asian Americans, African Americans, Caucasian Americans, and, you know, it's never been done that way before.
Whitney executive produces the movie and plays the fairy godmother. Whoopi Goldberg, Bernadette Peters, and Jason Alexander also bring the fairy tale to life.
Some marbleized steaks, a rack of lamb, and veal you raised to praise.
But when it came to playing the title role, Whitney had someone special in mind.
Someone who probably had a lot more energy and who really was Cinderella to me should play the part, and I suggested Brandy.
She called me one day all hype. And I was like, what's going on, Whitney? And she's like, we want you to play Cinderella. And I said, I thought you were going to be Cinderella. She's like, I'm 33 now. I'm not quite feeling like Cinderella. No, honey, I'm not going to be Cinderella. I want you to be Cinderella. And I started screaming. I ran around the house. I told my mom, I said, Mom, Whitney wants to do.
She said under one condition, that I was her fairy godmother.
From the costumes and the elaborate dance numbers to the special effects, this production of Cinderella promises something for everybody. Bernadette Peters hosts the Cinderella story on The Wonderful World of Disney this Sunday, and then we get to see what all the excitement is about on November 2nd when Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella premieres. All of this on ABC.
You guys are here, and I watch you on TV. I'm so excited.
Impossible. Things are happening every day.
Brandy leads a star-packed cast that includes Jason Alexander.
I want to see that pumpkin turn into a carriage.
And Whoopi Goldberg as the Queen.
Do you love her because she's wonderful?
You're singing the song in this.
Just like that much. Because they got Whitney.
Song.
They figured if I didn't have it, Whitney would do it and clean it up.
After the movie, the celebration continued at a party fit for a princess. And the audience's reaction should make these leading ladies live happily ever after.
How you feel, honey? I feel fabulous.
I feel fabulous.
Whitney, Brandy, and all the other stars will be partying way past midnight.
Because unlike the people in the book, the famous people at this ball don't have to worry about turning into pumpkins.
Cinderella. And what little boy hasn't thought about growing up to be just like Prince Charming? If you can't come up with any names, think of those as rhetorical questions. Thanks to Whitney Houston, however, the timeless story of Cinderella lives on in a new television movie. And Brandy is the lucky girl who finds that the glass slipper was made just for her.
In true fairy tale fashion, a horse-drawn carriage brought Brandy and co-star Paulo Montalban to the premiere of their new movie, Cinderella.
I'm excited now. I'm so nervous right now.
But if she was nervous, she had plenty of support as some of Hollywood's biggest names were on hand to see the remake of this classic story.
It's really nice to see a very colorful fairy tale tonight with wonderful music.
To bring it back and have somebody like Whitney Houston and Brandy involved. Now you get to reach, like you said, a whole nother generation, but with stars that they know.
What's your name?
Cinderella.
We are truly the classic couple.
I know.
One of the best couples in the world.
And I'm so happy to
Perfect
be
match.
standing next to him.
Who are you?
I'm your fairy godmother, honey.
You?
You got a problem with that?
I love the cape. The cape, I love working the cape.
In addition to playing the fairy godmother, Whitney executive produced the project that was 4 years in the making.
I think that we bring a television back that families can watch, you know, stories that families can sit down and watch together.
And watch for Jason Alexander as Lionel, the prince's valet. It's a new character created just for this production.
Well, I'm frankly looking for the sequel to be pretty much about me. It's Cinderella is the first part, and then the epilogue is called Lionel, and it's pretty much a musical.
I have found her.
I have found him.
The cast of this version of Cinderella is as diverse as the many languages the story has now been translated into.
You can reach a broader audience by being so much of a mixture of cultures and of different nationalities.
And what could Brandy possibly do to top playing the most celebrated fairy tale princess?
A feature? I don't know.
You're gonna be huge.
No, you're gonna be huge.
You're gonna be Whitney huge.
That's what insiders from the set of Whitney Houston's Cinderella movie are saying. They claim she was miscast as the fairy godmother and should have played the wicked stepmother instead. Jerry Penacoli has the horror stories in tonight's Top Copy.
Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown were all lovey-dovey last night at the New York premiere of her highly touted TV movie Cinderella. But there's reportedly been trouble on the set and continuing controversy in her real life amidst recurring reports of a less-than-fairy tale marriage, speculation about her loving husband's physical abuse, philandering, drinking, and drug use.
A lot of stuff is true. I cannot say that it's not all true. I think a lot of it is extremely exaggerated.
Stories swirling from inside the set of Cinderella range from Whitney looking whipped to raging fights with her co-star Brandy.
Supposedly, they got in a fight and Whoopi Goldberg broke it up. Well, Whoopi wasn't even there when this supposedly happened.
Last night, Brandy was arm in arm with Whitney, but a few weeks ago, Brandy may have revealed the truth of how she really feels about her fairy godmother.
You're both divas. You're a diva in the making. Diva without attitude, though. Diva without the attitude.
But Whitney seems to have other pressing problems. No one's ever really gotten to the bottom of her now infamous face-slashing incident. It happened on a Mediterranean vacation over the summer. Stories from the couple's people even conflicted.
I don't think people really bought the story that Whitney had fallen and cut her face on a broken plate.
The big question has always been, did Bobby hit her? Brown and Houston gave magazine writer Jamie Foster Brown an exclusive interview.
He said, Jamie, now you know me. I don't hit women. I hit men, but I don't hit women.
Has bad boy Bobby's behavior taken its toll on Whitney? Insiders say she often looked out of it while on the set of Cinderella. An inside source even told us a studio publicist was alarmed at Whitney's disheveled appearance. But Bobby himself comes clean about his substance abuse.
Well, Bobby admitted to me that he has overdone it with drinking. Through the years, he's talked about that and checked himself into Betty Ford Clinic, and he's also admitted about smoking pot in this particular issue also.
If this high-powered couple is living two lives, lovebirds in the limelight, yet troubled at home, how long could their relationship last?
At every turn, someone's telling her, get rid of this guy. And I have to think she has come close to filing for divorce in the past.
The thing that's important with this couple is that there's a lot of drama in their life. I look at them as the Black Camelot couple because Everybody wants to know what they're doing.
Insiders also add that people at Whitney's and Bobby's wedding were even taking bets on how long the marriage would last. Well, it's been over 5 years now. Whitney's Cinderella movie airs this Sunday on
But
ABC.
she needed more than fairy dust and a wand. As I found out when I sat down with her, Whitney's first trick was to transform herself from Cinderella to fairy godmother.
Fiddly faddly poodle, all the dreamers in the world are dizzy in the noodle.
That's terrible.
You tried coming up with a rhyme on the spot like that.
So you were going to play Cinderella
Yeah,
to
I
begin with?
was Cinderella. I was, yes.
And when do you cross the line and say,
After
no, it ain't going to work now?
29, you figure, been there, done that. Spin around, don't make me do all the work.
Teen star Brandy plays the title role. Jason Alexander, Whoopi Goldberg, and Bernadette Peters are also part of the multi-ethnic cast of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Whitney told me that she hopes her updated version of the classic fairy tale strikes a chord with children all over the world.
Why shouldn't every child see their own kind? It's cool. It's all right. Hey, it's cool.
It's dope.
It's dope. Oh.
Am I about the hippest guy you've ever met in your
Bob,
life?
I mean, God, bless your heart.
It's very scary.
You must leave the ball before the clock strikes 12. Before 12?
Look, I don't make the rules.
You've kind of sexed her up here. I mean, this
Yeah,
is...
she's pretty sassy, you know. Yeah, she's very direct.
Sassy.
Yeah, she's got a little sass up in her.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, honey, you know, she talks like that kind of stuff, you know.
Does the head thing?
Yeah, she
See, I
does all
still
that
can't.
stuff, you know.
How do you do that? I can't.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I can't do that.
It's a hood thing.
It's dope. I can tell you that, boy. It is.
And it's dope. It's going to get you in trouble.
Whitney and Brandy's version of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella includes 3 songs that were not in earlier versions of the show, and you can see it all.
Cinderella, Cinderella. Who knew you needed a facelift? A new classic is revived for ABC, and Chantal gives us a behind-the-scenes look.
I can be whatever I want to be.
Julie Andrews was 22 years old when she came into our living rooms as Cinderella. That was in 1957. Today, 18-year-old Brandy steps into that role.
On the wing of my fancy, I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me. I did see the original Cinderella with Julie Andrews. She did a wonderful job. I committed myself to the character. You know, people would call me Cindy on the set because I was so focused.
Every Cinderella has a fairy godmother, and in this production, she is Whitney Houston, who is also an executive producer of this $12 million project.
I'm the fairy godmother, and that's kind of cool. Isn't that cool? I mean, yeah. I mean, you're the perfect Cinderella, and I'm your fairy godmother.
Impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
Impossible.
Does it surprise you that people expect you to be the Cinderella?
Yeah, I think it's probably expected that I would be Cinderella.
Of course.
However, I'm pretty smart, and I know that at this point in time, I'm 33. And although I could play her, it would probably take a lot of reaching and pulling up front to actually create that energy instead of knowing someone who does have that naturally.
I'm a girl, men go mad for love's a game. I can play with a cool and confident kind of air.
The Cinderella cast is a rainbow of stars from movies, television, and stage. Broadway star Bernadette Peters plays the wicked stepmother.
Carry too much is such a juvenile fantasy.
In this kind of fairy tale thing, it's drawn kind of with Crayola instead of charcoal, and you can be as buffoony as you want, you know, and that's a joy.
The king is played by Broadway actor Victor Garber, and the queen, Whoopi Goldberg.
The art of the actor is to bring you into the story and to bring you into the character. And generally, a character's race has little to do with the story.
Who is that charming girl?
No one seems to know, but she is stunning, isn't she?
Like a vision. Oh, if I were a young man,
This version of Cinderella has taken some literary license by adding a new character, Lionel, the prince's attendant, played by Jason Alexander.
One of the reasons I know personally you must be here is because your love of any kind of musical theater.
You're absolutely right. I mean, my whole background is in musical theater. The first kind of performing as an actor I ever wanted to do was musical theater. And I'm one of those people that go, why aren't we doing them on film anymore? That used to be the mainstay of the business, was singing and dancing on film, on big screens and little screens.
40 years after Julie Andrews dazzled television audiences as Cinderella, Brandy, the Cinderella of the 90s, hopes this production hits home with her peers.
I want, especially for young girls, I want them to think that they can go home and they can dream, and whatever they dream can come true.
A new classic airing this Sunday on The Wonderful World of Disney here on ABC at 7 p.m., 6 Central. You won't want to miss it.
I was here.
I know.
She's producing this movie. She's starring in it. She's got Brandy, all these. It's a great, great piece.
Yeah.
Too ill to be here. I also want you to know that I vowed not to speak about this.
Right. And here we are.
I was backstage going, I'm not going to bring it up. She's sick. You know, people get sick. I should just leave it alone. And here I am going, Whitney, get out of bed, girl. Come on down, 30 Rock, live TV.
That's right.
Okay? Come on down, Whitney. Come on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Show. Rosie was really mad, kind of pissed, you know. She said to Whitney, get your butt in a cab. If you don't do it, I guess you say that Rosie's been had. How bizarre. Whitney's not here. How bizarre. All right, stop. She's gonna get mad at me, right?
Well, you know.
Watch, we're gonna hear tomorrow. She's in ICU with the severe, you know what I mean? She had some horrible illness, and here I am taunting her.
Oh, boy.
I want the medical records. Anyway, you know my little challenger to be Bernadette Peters. She's amazing.
Yep.
She's amazing, Bernadette Peters. Paolo Montalban is here, no relation to Ricardo. It is the Cinderella show. We'll be back after this with Brandy, who I adore. Who's here? And I'm happy about that. Brandy.
Yes, this is, my glass slipper.
The glass slipper.
I didn't wear.
You did not wear this one?
I didn't wear that. It's too small.
I was going to say, is this your shoe size? Because I'm like Amazon woman compared to this.
No.
What size is this?
I think that's a 5.5.
What size shoe are you?
A 9.
Rock on, sister friend. Me too. Give me a high five on the 9. They do look small. Everything on you looks good. Can I say you're a beautiful young woman?
Oh, thank you.
You are, and you're so great in this.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Give me this. You have lipstick on your teeth. Oh, there you go. Okay. Little lipstick on the teeth. That's all right. Well, that's so sweet. Were you excited when they said you were doing this?
Yes, I was very excited.
Because wasn't Whitney originally going to play Cinderella?
Yes, she was. So when she gave me the call, I was like, I thought you were going to play Cinderella. So I was really excited and screaming all around the house. I was really happy that I'm a part of this whole cast.
Yeah, it's a very talented cast.
Thank you.
Did you know everyone before? Did you know?
No, I didn't. I knew Whitney.
You knew Whitney.
Whitney and I had a past relationship. You know, she's followed my career and everything. But I didn't know the rest of the cast.
Okay. That's right. A lot of people down there going, where's Whitney? We think we can cajole her to come over, you know what I mean? She doesn't feel well today. Did she show up every day at the shooting?
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm just checking.
Don't do
I just wanted to check. I'm just listen, I'm just asking. She's gonna be so mad, but I figure if I get her really mad, she'll run over from the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Whitney.
Yeah,
Come
there you go.
over.
Come on over. All right. I want to say that you were so great that Whit, bring it on. You're so great.
I keep trying to get
you're
your
so
accent because I try to do impressions.
Yeah,
Not
can you
very
do a
good.
little?
No, I can't do a little. I'm not very good at impressions.
Can you do anyone?
No, I'm still working.
Really?
I can't
You
do
just
anyone
keep
yet.
practicing.
I keep practicing.
Yeah. Good, because if you could do Whitney Houston, we could pretend that she was here. She's gonna be so mad at me, Brandy. You have no idea. It's all right. She might show up. We got 32 minutes left. She could. 32 minutes, Whit, backwards cap, sweatshirt, run on down. Give you a Vicks Vapor Rub. Everything will be fine. Well, I wanted you to stay here. We're going to have Bernadette come out.
Yes.
And then we're going to have you...
Thank you very much.
I have a question. Did you meet Whitney Houston when you did this?
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy her?
What I saw her, yes.
She was very nice.
Yes, she was very nice.
Always there, always on time.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. All right. Were you a little intimidated to meet the legendary Broadway Bernadette Peters and the amazingly talented new Brandy?
Yes, yes, I was.
Were you?
Yes, I was. I mean, I grew up listening to this lady's stuff.
He was divine. He's just the way he is. He's just like a prince.
All
He
right.
brought me flowers the first day I met him.
He brought you
He
flowers.
brought me flowers, and he gave me candy for my voice.
Oh, what kind of candy? Just curious.
Just, what kind of...
It's the delicious Grethers pastilles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me
Personally,
those.
they're not a favorite
No?
of mine.
What do you like?
Well, I don't mind a Snicker every now and then. Little Twix bar, Reese's Pieces, and M&M's, not a bad thing. We have Altoids right there if you
May I
like an
have an
Altoid.
Altoid?
Sure, have an Altoid. Not that you have bad breath.
Thank you.
Follow. There you go. Well, you know what? The show is absolutely amazing. You should all watch it. It is Cinderella. It is on this Sunday on ABC, and it's on at 7 o'clock. Would you like to go out with a little song?
Sure.
What do you want to do? A little Broadway something? Just ad-lib. Bernadette, what do you think? All of us do a little... What do we know? Look at Brandy going, don't ask me. Don't ask me. I was going to say we should do a Whitney Houston song to just bring our essence here to the show, but forget it. We don't know any. We know. I always love you. All right, let's do a little of that, John. You know that? All right. You guys, what key? God knows. You start, I'll join it. Pretend Whitney Houston was here. She probably would have sang this if she showed up. But start it. She didn't. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Bernadette.
If you go... That one?
Yeah.
Huh?
If you love...
Are we doing the chorus?
One.
Oh, okay. So
just 45 minutes before showtime.
She's a diva. What can I say? This is what I want to do, and this is what I don't want to do.
Brewing between two very popular entertainers, Whitney Houston and Rosie O'Donnell. What's going on here? Well, Les Trent is in the know.
When Whitney Houston canceled her appearance on Rosie O'Donnell's talk show at the last minute, it turned into a celebrity catfight. The talk show queen versus America's First Lady of Song. With just 45 minutes to air, a phone call came into the show. Entertainment reporter Flo Anthony.
Whitney's excuse was that she just was not feeling well.
The show went on without Whitney, but not without Rosie blasting the absent singing star at every opportunity.
She's ill.
Oh, shoot.
I hope she's very ill.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I want her to be sick, but I hope she's really got a fever.
I'm with you.
Then, adding insult to injury, when Whitney's husband Bobby Brown appeared on the David Letterman show later that same afternoon, Whitney was suddenly well enough to accompany him. It was seen as a huge snub to Rosie O'Donnell. Whitney's publicist says the singer was feeling better when she joined her husband that same afternoon, but then she got sick again. But was Whitney playing the difficult diva?
I mean, she's a diva. What can I say? You know, this is what I want to do and this is what I don't want to do, okay?
And according to Jamie Foster Brown, publisher of Sister to Sister magazine, the flu excuse is raising eyebrows.
I heard she just didn't want to do it. She didn't feel up to it.
Whitney Houston seems to be a magnet for controversy. When she hit the stage for her recent HBO special, the reviews were mixed. Critics said her voice cracked, that she was sweating profusely, basically far from tip-top shape.
I asked one of the producers about that, and he said, well, she was very sick and had a cold before she came on. He said, I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, I had to bring her hot chicken bouillon for her to drink before she went on the show.
And what about Whitney sweating like mad?
Her vocal cords cannot take air conditioning at all. There are even stories about her when she's at hotels that they have to shut down the air conditioning in that wing of the hotel because she has to protect her voice. So that's why it was so warm in there and she was sweating bullets.
It was on the luxurious Italian island of Capri that another drama unfolded earlier this summer. Whitney's face was mysteriously cut while she sailed with her husband and friends in the Mediterranean. These photos show the aftermath of the incident. How was the superstar injured? Here's what the singer told Jamie.
I went to get up, and my hand hit the table and slipped. The boat and I didn't agree. The boat swayed or whatever, and her hand hit the table and pulled the table over, and the tablecloth, all the food went flying, including the plate that supposedly, you know, cut her here.
Although they've denied it, speculation was that Bobby and Whitney had been arguing that afternoon and may have been involved in an altercation.
Bobby said to me, I would never hit a woman. And Whitney said that my husband doesn't hit women. My husband hits men, but he will not hit a woman. He doesn't come like that.
But it's not all bad news for the chart-topping singer. The Cinderella special she starred in gave ABC its best Sunday night in 10 years.
You got a problem with that?
Danielle Smith is editor of Vibe magazine.
I think she looked great. I think she sang beautifully. I think she had great energy. And I think that she proved that she is queen of the new multicultural world because that's what that show was about.
But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe.
Whitney has told friends that she does want to have another baby sometime very soon, but right now
bucks to moon her audience. That story tops our E-Wire of entertainment headlines. Whitney Houston has agreed to sing at a mass wedding sponsored by the Moonies. It's being called the biggest marriage rededication in history. Whitney will perform at the ceremony at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. on November 29th. A spokesperson says Whitney didn't know the wedding was a Unitarian church event when she took the job. She will reportedly receive at least $1 million for 45 minutes of work.